Hi everyone, Aubrey, your GM here with a few quick announcements before the episode begins. Normally these things would be in the middle of the show rather than at the beginning, but I couldn't find a good spot in the middle. I just wanted to let you know that we do have a Twitter. It is at MouseDagCast, and you should go follow us. If you are on your phone right now and you are not driving, please just go ahead and do it. Follow us on Twitter at MouseDagCast. We have new things being posted every day. You can see Portobello's recipes, you can get some motivational quotes from Diggs, you can get some wisdom from Clementine, and eventually when we get enough followers, we'll have a giveaway of some of Hannah's amazing art. Also, if you've been enjoying the show, please go ahead and write a review for it on whatever podcasting app. We would really appreciate it. And of course, finally, thank you for listening. Anyways, please enjoy the second episode of If You Give a Mouse a Dagger. Seems like I've gotten what I've came here for, and, well, I'm off. And then he leaps backwards out of the window behind him. What do you do?
Brambles!
I'm gonna head towards that same window and I'm gonna try to pursue.
Oh, I know where he lives. I know where he lives.
Oh, do you?
I do, I've been there.
Diggs is definitely vaulting over the window ceiling and is trying to go after him.
Well, I suppose we should follow.
I can go real fast, Mr. I'm sorry, say your name again.
Diggs the bolt? Yeah, no,
Oh, he's already
Diggs
out.
has, pulled up the dagger and is, gonna use it almost like a way to slow his descent as he's trying to, jump out this window.
Okay, then I'm going to change what I'm saying to Clementine.
Miss Clementine, I can go after him real fast. Shall I do that?
Yes, I think that would be a good idea. And is Clutchney still in the room?
Clutchney is kind of looking very wide-eyed as a badger just jumped out of a window after his boss, who also jumped out of a window. And he's very surprised by it. And then a hamster jumps out of the window afterwards. He's not doing anything, and he kind of takes his hand off of Professor Kuroda, who then kind of crawls towards you and grabs your wrist. And he says, "You said that you wanted to do this to save everyone, did you not?"
Yes, that's true.
Then you need to get me that map back.
I think I firmly, hold his hand and give it a little shake, and I say, "Don't you worry about it, Doctor. That's what I do.
This is beautiful.
Save people."
We hardly have any examples of old women being heroes in stories. It's beautiful.
Do you follow Portobello and Diggs?
Yeah, I think I say, "Now, sir, I'll be..." Well, does it look like they're about to, kidnap him? I guess. Can I do, an investigate roll to see if it looks like they are going anywhere with him? Do I need to stay to make sure that he is safe here?
You could use empathy to read the emotional state of Clutchney, or you could use investigate to see if there are any signs physically that they're going to harm him. That's basically the two that I can think of. Whatever you would like to do.
I feel like I would do investigate, because I want to see, if it looks like they're prepared to be kidnapping someone,
Okay.
ropes
Yeah.
or whatever. So, investigate.
With a 2, you kind of look at the last remaining rat, and he doesn't have any shackles or a rope on him or anything like that. And you can just kind of see on his face physically that he's a little bit confused and shocked.
So I'm talking to Kuroda, and I say, "Now, sir, you just wait right here, and if anyone gives you trouble, remind them that an old squirrel will be back And she won't let them get away with hurting some innocent doctor like yourself. And then I hand him a cookie and I follow Portobello.
So the three of you drop into what is the main commercial district, which is separate from the marketplace. You drop directly into it, and you can see Mr. Dolly running down the street. And the way this is going to work is this is going to be a skill contest. So if you look at the screen, you see 5 boxes. Well, you see a total of 10 boxes, each on each row.
It's a skill challenge.
And so it's a skill challenge. So what you will do is you will describe what you want to do to catch up and capture this mouse, and he will roll something differently, and whoever rolls higher ends up getting the points. And the three of you are going to kind of work in tandem. So one of you guys can use a skill, like you're saying, I want to do this, and then the other two can narratively kind of say, this is what I want to do to help that, or to set this up, or something of the like, if you can think of it, which would give a +1 to the roll of the person actually rolling the skill. Does that make sense? So if it was just Dig runs after him, and so it's like Diggs is rolling athletics, and so Clementine says, I want to get people out of the way. She rolls provoke. And then, I don't know, Portobello says that he wants to shoot something over, so he uses shoot in order to shoot that, and each one kind of gives a +1 to the roll of Diggs. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, you are here, you see the mouse, it's a moderately crowded place. People are shopping in the shops, the local blacksmith, the taverns, things like that. That's what this area is. And he's just sprinting far away. So his role is going to be athletics.
Okay.
Are we all like kind of caught up with each other, or maybe Clementine's further behind, but am I caught up to Diggs?
Yeah, we can say that Diggs dropped down and he's looking for the mouse, and then Portobello kind of runs up and is like, where is he, mister? And then Clementine spots him, right? So you're all three in the same place.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna turn to Diggs, and I'm gonna say,
Hey, can you pick me up, and then I can run as fast as you, and then I can maybe, if you throw me real hard, then I can go even farther.
I pick Portobello up by with underneath his armpits and put him up on my shoulder. And then have so that way the palm of his hand is where his bottom is, so that way I can basically shot put him. But
Awesome.
Can I save that until we clear the market a little bit, so I have a clearer shot?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, Portobello lets out the traditional For Narnia! He's very excited that he's getting to ride you, and he doesn't know what that means, but all the kids say it.
Can Diggs start making his way down, and he just kind of wants to shout towards the market, unofficial crescent business, everyone vacate the square, I am in pursuit of a villain. Can I roll provoke?
Okay. Yeah, you're going to roll provoke. Is anybody else going to assist with that?
I feel like I might say something like, that mouse over there, he stole something of mine, please help. To see if anyone, either people would be clearing the way or they would be assisting in the chase.
Portobello's gonna chime in with a,
He's got red eyes. They're real nasty looking.
This is all very good. All right, so
okay.
Diggs, roll provoke. It is not bad, especially with the added 2 that the other people, that Portobello and Clementine add, so it's a total of a 5, versus his athletics as he's just trying to run away. You are going to succeed and get the first point. So it is 1 you guys and 0 the mouse.
Oh, okay.
He hears you guys say all these things and people are starting to take notice of him. He's going to turn and run down an alley, trying to get away from you guys. He's going to try to kind of roll stealth. what do you do?
We see where he... So we don't see where he goes?
You see him turn, but
Okay.
he's out of your line of
but
sight now, which is not very good for a chase.
Can I invoke my aspect of I live on these streets and I know them pretty well? And I know the alleyway where he's going?
Okay, yes. So what you would do is, we're going to say you would roll Notice.
Would
Okay.
Portobello being held up on a giant badger giving him a better viewpoint, would that help at all?
Yeah, I think it definitely would.
Yay, good. That roll wasn't too hot.
Oh, it's only a 1.
So this is like a famous city, right?
This is a what?
This is like everyone knows like of this city, and as
Yeah.
an old lady who's also somewhat of an educator, I probably, even if I don't know like all of the angles and twists and the turns of all the intricate little alleyways, I feel like I'd know a good bit about maybe the history of the city and where someone might be running to if they were up to something bad, just based
Yeah.
on history and perhaps lore, right?
Yes. So I think this is what we'll do. So we're going to go with whoever has the highest skill in whatever you're trying to do. So Clementine's high in lore, which is the only reason she would know all these things, right? So then Clementine will roll lore. You'll get a +1 from Diggs holding up Portobello for like to notice these things. And then Clementine, what you can do is use a fate point to invoke Portobello's aspect of this street hamster for a +2. Because the holding up Portobello is Diggs, is like Diggs's kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So is
Yeah.
that an 8?
So, yeah, that would be a total of an 8, which actually beats his 7, which is pretty good.
Yay!
All right, so as you're sprinting after this mouse that turns to the street, Clementine looks deep within her knowledge base and remembers that this part of town, the commercial center, leads to the marketplace. And in the marketplace, it would be easy for him to lose y'all. So that's definitely where he's running to. And then so Diggs holds up Portobello, and Portobello can notice like that he's running down this other alleyway, because guess what? That's how you'd get from the commercial district to the marketplace.
When I'm running
And-
away from people.
Yes, and you just kind of turn down a few alleyways, and you see him right as he's about to run into the giant mob of people within the marketplace.
So this is a giant... There's a lot of people here, right?
Yes, there's a lot of people here.
Can I call out to all of my orphan friendos and give them the signal to stop someone? There's like this call I can do to get their attention, and then I can tell them what needs to happen.
Yeah, I think that would be contacts, because you're using all of your orphan friends.
Yes. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do...
So
Contacts.
it depends
Okay,
on what
so-
everybody else would like to do and how this
Yeah.
would fit into it. So Diggs or Clementine, is there anything that you can think of with this crowded place? If you want to be the one that rolls, Portobello has a +1 in contacts, so you would be looking for something that is higher than that.
I have a
I do-
+2 in contacts. Yeah.
Can't I also just like invoke the aspect of... I mean, it's contacts, but I'm specifically calling out to my group of people.
And you can invoke as many aspects as you want. So whoever
Right.
rolls it can invoke your aspects and the other aspects of the party members.
Could
Cool.
Diggs, being a very loud badger knight, mimic whatever Portobello is saying in order to make sure that he doesn't get drowned out by the noise of the market, just kind of pierce through the wall of sound and maybe make sure his words get heard? Would that be something I could do, or would that be silly? Would I also invoke that similar aspect to command like an air of authority, so that way more people pay attention to him? Kind of similar to like a provoke roll.
I think that what you are doing is just trying to make a big, big, loud sound, right? Lung power. I think that physique would be the biggest thing. You're trying to make yourself very present, and you're yelling very loudly, and it takes a lot of oomph, you know? So Diggs, go ahead and roll physique, which is a 4, and we can add on top the +1, because this is Portobello getting his hamster friends to join in, which bring it to a 5. And then, Portobello, you said you wanted to invoke an aspect?
Yes, I guess adorable street hamster. Orphan street hamster.
Right. These people know you, especially the orphans, so it does make sense that you would be able to invoke that, which would bring it to a grand total of 7. So far, Clementine, is there anything you want to add?
I really don't know what I would do except like maybe turn to Portobello and just say something like,
You have your slingshot. Get ready, and whenever you see him, just do not hesitate.
I've got it.
All right, so with a 7, you beat his 6 as he tries to rush through the crowd. You guys continually do this. You beat him by 1.
Can I say how this goes down?
Yes.
All right, so I call out real loud.
Caw-caw, caw-caw. It's a white mouse with red eyes. He's got my candy.
And Diggs just kind of like says the exact same thing. We're chasing the rat, for it has his candy.
And I think that the orphans didn't really hear Portobello, but they do hear the large badger. And
He does the caw part bit.
Yes,
right?
I do.
yeah,
Caw-caw, caw-caw.
and they all look up at this badger, but Portobello's on his shoulder, and so now they think that their fearless leader is riding in on a badger steed, and so they're like, yeah! And then you see Bungo and the crowd go, I've got you, Portobello! And then he runs off, and they start kind of like grabbing the mouse, and it slows him down, making him unable to run quite as fast. And you close quite a bit of distance between them.
Can I launch Portobello at this point to land on top of the mouse?
Yes, you could do that. You could throw Portobello. Now, what I will say is that as you're preparing to do this, you see as this mouse, frantic, now that you guys are starting to catch up to him, he starts knocking everything over in his path. All of the marketplace bobbles, and he's pushing over all kinds of different people as well. And there's a cart that is starting to roll by, which is led by who you recognize as Nathan Rockford, Portobello. This is the sous chef of the Culinary Institute, wheeling by a bunch of cheese and tea cakes and regular good old bread. And then you see as this mouse knocks him over and then kind of knocks the cart over, and now there's stuff everywhere in front of you.
Stay on target! Stay on target!
He's knocked over the cake.
I will buy you cakes later.
I can cook you much better cakes than these musty old crusty baguettes.
You say that, but secretly you know that these are famously the best tea cakes in all of Mossflower Woods.
It's true, I do.
So, he's just gonna grab the dagger he got from the rat from earlier and hands it to Portobello and is ready to launch him at the right moment. Like, over all the stuff that he's knocked over, since he's gonna have to... Well, he's trying to slow him down, but would the stuff be cause much of an obstacle if something's flying over it?
No, that is a very good point. Is anybody going to do anything to help that out?
Wait, so what exactly is he
So
doing?
Diggs is going to throw Portobello at this mouse.
I'm gonna
Just
prepare my
fling
body.
it.
I gave you a dagger so you can use this
I
dagger
turn
against
my-
him.
Yeah, I turn my hat backwards style. I'm ready. I'm also still sad about all the tea cakes, but I don't see a way. If I'm about to fly over them, it's gonna be. I'll make it.
Okay. Diggs is going to throw Portobello. Portobello is going to make sure that he kind of jumps at the same time that he's being pushed in order to launch him a little bit farther. Is Clementine doing anything to help?
I don't know that I could.
Miss Clementine, can I have one more cookie right now for extra energy?
Wood chippers, we three are becoming a team, aren't we?
Well, and if I have something in my mouth, then I'm not gonna have to jump down to get all of the other tea cakes. It's real important.
Right you are, young Portobello. Give Portobello a cookie.
I'm ready.
Can I invoke the aspect will do anything for fame and glory? For the idea of like how amazing of a story would it be that Diggs took down a villain by throwing a mouse at him?
Hamster.
Hamster.
But
By
yes.
throwing how great of a story could Diggs make out of this if he was able to throw a hamster at a villain to take him down?
I will say that you will do everything, including throwing a child at a villain in order to get this fame and glory. Yes, I will say that. So how about you go, is that your physique
That's
roll?
gonna be my physique roll, and I'm gonna invoke the aspect will do anything for fame and glory to kind of make sure he doesn't hold back to do this roll. Can I give me a
Which,
plus?
yep, which would bring that up to a 6. You do need to spend a fate point. So it's a 4, plus the invocation of the aspect, bringing it up to 6. Portobello is assisting, which gives it a +1. And Clementine gave that sweet, sweet baking courage that everybody needs in their life. And so
Yeah,
that's an
truth.
extra +1 all the way up to an 8. He only rolled a 5, which means that you succeeded with style, giving you 2 points. So here's what happens. Portobello says that very gross demonic thing that he is ready, and then Diggs 100% shot puts this hamster child at this mouse, who's just knocked over everything else. He turns over his shoulder in order to see what's about to happen, and then Portobello smacks him right in the face with his big ol' head, and they both tumble to the ground.
K.O.
Finish him! As this mouse falls to the ground, you see as a large rat lady dressed in a military uniform runs out and grabs and picks up the mouse. And Portobello, you know that this is Captain Fang Pierce of the Mossflower Militia.
Captain Pierce, I've got him! I've got him right in the face! Did you see that?
Portobello, I really didn't think you could jump that far. That is pretty... I doubt you a lot, but bring it here. And, holds out her fist for a fist bump from you.
Boom. A fist bumper.
Thanks, Captain.
She picks up Mr. Dolly and looks him right in the eyes and says, "Why are you making such a ruckus in my city?"
He's a thief?
Are Clementine and Diggs close?
Yes,
right
you guys
there?
have caught up at this point.
All right. So I think I say is the map within grabbing reach?
You can't see it on his person right now.
Okay. Well, then I just look at whoever this captain is, and I say, well, now there's no need to get law enforcement involved. This mouse just stole something from us, and now we've got it taken care of, thank you.
She looks down at Clementine and then looks at the large badger.
Diggs actually kind of bows
And-
a little bit, nods his head, excuse me, ma'am, I'm sorry for causing a ruckus. This man stole something, as the lady said, and we just want to get it back.
She looks very confused and then looks down at Portobello and says, "What did he steal?"
I think it's
It's a map, ma'am.
yeah, it's a map. Also, if he's got any candies in his pockets, there's mine too.
He also knocked over the tea cakes prior in this chase.
Yeah, he knocked over. So those should all get donated to me and my orphan friends, since no one else will want to buy them. They've touched the ground, but we'll take them.
She looks over to where all the tea cakes were and she says, "What tea cakes?" And as you look over there are no more tea cakes on the ground because all of Portobello's orphan friends already took them all off the ground.
Oh, wow, you work fast.
Oh, it's all right. I'll probably see some of them later.
Right. And the cart is also gone. People are back to their business. It seemed like this was a very momentary distraction, and you kind of get the feeling that this happens more often than it seems like it does. I think I'm just going to take him in for a little bit. You guys can join me, And if your stolen property is on him, then I will gladly return it. But we're going to go to the barracks.
I could just get him out of his pockets right now.
If you don't mind, we would like to do our own search.
This is my city, and I am the militia captain. These are my rules. My authority is the only one that matters. And I don't know you from this mouse right here.
If you don't mind me chiming in, Mr.
She's
Captain
turned around
Person.
It's a
and
miss.
walking
She's a
away.
lady.
Excuse me over there. I don't care what position you hold. The fact is that there's our property in that man's pockets and it belongs to us. And I think that we have a right to have it ourselves.
You do, but due process, yada yada yada, gotta do my job. I am walking away now. Meet me at the barracks and I'll give you your stuff back.
I know where they is. I've got, they know me over there. Sometimes I do sneaky things for them, and they give me stuff.
What kind of things?
Like biscuits. Oh, I was sneaking on this mouse the other day for him. I went and found out what he was. Oh, I didn't find out what he was, but I sneaked on him, and then I gave his house key over to Captain Fang Pierce myself. I gave him his key. So anyways, they know me back at the station, So, I can show you guys where it is.
Well, after we go to the barracks, maybe we should check out his place of dwelling.
And
Alright.
I do suggest we move with most haste as Dr. Kuroda is still in danger.
Okay, OOC, I'm gonna take this moment to ask them some important questions I've been dying to ask them.
Also, Miss Clementine and, is it Captain Clementine?
No. Clementine is fine.
But do you like it if I call you Captain?
Well, Portobello, I hope you do realize that not all heroes need to be called captains, and I prefer to be called Clementine.
Alright, it's a big word, but I've got it. Clementine.
There you go. You'll get the hang of it.
And this here big fellow's Diggs. Is it Mr. Diggs?
I think it's technically Sir Diggs, but if it pleases you, you may call me Mr. Diggs.
Alright, Mr. Diggs. I've got it.
And I'll just call you Diggs, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I don't think I want to cross with you. I saw the talking to you gave to that rat earlier, and I do not want it.
Right you are.
So are we? So we're off to the barracks?
All right, so at the end of that conversation, you walk up to the barracks, in which when you enter, you can go directly to where the brig is. Anyways, in a cell is the mouse. And he's just sitting there in his nice suit. And Fang Pierce is laying out all the things that were in his pockets out on a table. And as you walk up, she kind of looks at you and goes, "Good, you made it. Now, how many of these knives were yours?" And you look at the table, and there are so many knives on this table that you could not believe it. And you think to yourself, how can there be so many blades in one person's nice suit? And then she says, "Or maybe the needles?" And points at those. And then says, "Actually yours, Portobello?"
Oh yeah, that's mine.
She eyes you suspiciously, but doesn't really care that you're taking this villain's candy.
Excuse me, ma'am. We weren't looking.
Yeah, large badger.
Yes. Diggs. I'm Sir Diggs the Bold. We were looking for a map that he stole. I'm from looking at this table, I do not see it, and I fear the worst.
And she goes, "A map?
Oh no.
I even checked his shoes, and I didn't see a map."
The villain must have snuck it up to one of his compatriots. Oh, fun.
And at that exact point, you see as Mr. Dolly looks down at his watch, as he does in fact have a mechanical watch, and then looks up at you and says, "Well, Looks like it's been long enough. I'll tell you. I stashed it on that mouse boy, the one with the cheeses. He has the map. And then he just sits back down.
Oh, wood chips.